Hey everyone, welcome back to the Maverick channel. Now, first of all, before we begin this video, thank you so much guys. Thank you so much for the subscribership. I'm at 200 subscribers. To some that might not sound like much, but hey, I was doing all kinds of crazy dances today morning, like saw myself at 200 subscribers. That's, guys, thank you. Namaste. Probably the wrong word to use, but thank you so much. It's such an achievement for me. It's been a lot of hard work. Okay, so let's move on. For those people that subscribe that are here, thank you so much. For those that are new to this channel, please think about hitting that subscribe button, because I'll try my best to put in enough work, or more than enough work, to try and bring content that I think, at least to me, is quality content, and hopefully it would be good for you as well to learn a few things as I learn as well. So today I want to talk about the bullish case of Fetch.AI. Why I'm so bullish on Fetch.AI. We've discussed a lot of concepts of the Fetch.AI ecosystem on this channel, and we've talked about a lot of things, speculation based in fact, and what they're building, not just random speculation on random things. But today I want to be bullish through someone else's words, a well-written article by Connor Sefton. Now, Connor Sefton is the head advertorial for Cointelegraph. He's a journalist based in London who began his career as at Metro before joining Sky News. I wanted to give that shout out to the writer. Now, the person that wrote this article did not target Fetch.AI. They wrote this article talking about some platform called Ori Chain. So I guess shout out to Ori Chain. I guess they're trying to implement artificial intelligence. But the reason why I want to look at this article is because of how, first of all, it's a short article. I'm going to run through it very quickly, but also the person that wrote it really did their research, and they mentioned a couple of key problems, and these key problems are exactly the problems Fetch.AI is solving by the infrastructure that they're building around the integration of artificial intelligence and blockchain technology. As you listen to this article, as you read through this article, try and put two and two together and see what I'm talking about. So, how artificial intelligence can enhance blockchain platforms. AI and blockchain are rarely used together, but combining these technologies could unlock a plethora of use cases. Artificial intelligence and blockchain are both touted as technologies that will lead our future, but here's the problem. They're like oil and water. While innovative in their own right, there's a noticeable lack of interconnectedness. Projects that tightly combine AI and blockchain, unleashing the full potential of both emerging technologies. That connectedness is not there. Technical hurdles have been largely to blame for this. Integrating AI into the smart contracts that exist today is practically impossible. So the two often rely on entirely different programming paradigms, and while smart contracts use data sparingly to reduce transaction fees, many AI models process vast amounts of data as well as large amount of computing resources to make decisions. Now, there's something in Fetch.AI called synergetic contracts, where you can perform most of these complex tasks and assign them to miners, and they use their mining power to compute some of these tasks. So that's one amazing technology that the Fetch.AI team, I hope they're still working on it. It's called synergetic contracts. Anyway, let's continue. So smart contracts are also incredibly strict, meaning that an outcome can only be achieved when a range of strict parameters are met. As a result, they can be ill-suited to the world of AI, where 100% accuracy is hard to achieve, especially when it comes to image and audio recognition. This demand for flexibility has created the need for a new generation of smart contracts able to handle highly accurate, albeit imperfect, input and receive a perfect output. As the EU Blockchain Forum noted in a recent report, combining these two technologies isn't just desirable, it is necessary. The authors wrote, "In the real world, especially in large-scale use cases, blockchain and AI, IoT, Internet of Things, are likely to work in concert. In a smart city," guys, AI, in Germany, in Europe, they're the smart cities. In a smart city, blockchain could be combined with IoT and AI on an infrastructure level to manage critical systems that cities depend on, as well as improve quality of life for residents through safer and better designed urban environments. We know, there's already micromobility being worked on, temperature thermometer agents, real agents being created. just look at the past videos about Fetch or go to their website, and you'll know that these solutions are being built exactly as they're being stated here, as the problems are being stated here. So the use cases, but what exactly would bringing blockchain and artificial intelligence together mean in practice? What are the tangible applications that end users would have to look forward to? So projects involved in the space argue that decentralized apps have an opportunity to become far more advanced than they are now. Trading strategies could be informed by AI, and smart contracts could become infinitely more flexible. Blockchain platforms have the chance to offer a more convenient alternative to private keys, which can often be cumbersome to remember and store securely. So with users gaining access to balances through facial recognition. Together, AI and blockchain can also be leveraged in many other fields, such as big data and IoT, insurance, manufacturing, healthcare, logistics, and many more. In all cases, AI plays an important role in processing data or automating human tasks to feed information into blockchain. Experts have argued that AI can be just as effective as people are at many tasks, and better still, they can operate 24/7 without suffering from fatigue or becoming susceptible to human error. Likewise, blockchains are increasingly being developed to provide transparency, transactions, and data to consumers. The possibilities are endless as long as there is a way for blockchain developers to implement AI into their platforms. Guys, there's not much I'm going to add on to that. If you've been here and if you looked at my old videos, or if you looked at the Fetch.AI website, you understand that they're building a whole infrastructure, a dynamic environment where these autonomous economic agents reside within there. These agents manage private keys, your own private keys, and you generate these agents as long as you're in possession of the Fed token. You can generate these agents on a decentralized platform, so it's not controlled. They're not controlled by the Fetch.AI team. You don't need to consult them, and these agents can be fed with all kinds of data like weather data. It can be used in supply chains. They can be used to manage temperatures. They can be used as personal assistants. They can be put in driverless cars to detect road signs, so they can be fitted into road signs. They can be put into food, into roads, into monitoring infrastructure. They can be used in parking agents. They can be used to build delivery networks with decentralized delivery networks. Just like this article has stated, there's almost a limitless number of possibilities that can be achieved if that holy grail of combining artificial intelligence and blockchain technology is achieved in a very sophisticated manner. Now, the one last thing I want to talk about very briefly before I close off this video, just as a supplement to what I've just read, is if none of you has looked at, don't worry, I'm not going to read this whole thing. I know numbers, calculations. This is an example is actually on the documents of the Fetch.AI team. This is an example of an AI smart contract. So you know that Fetch.ai has their own language, which is called the H language, ETCH. Now the purpose of that language is to have a programming language that can handle complex mathematical calculations, which are very vital when dealing with artificial intelligence. Now, if you've looked at a neural network, they're very, very simple. Actually, they're very, very simple, the calculations that go into it. Now here this is an example of an AI smart contract that you can embed within your agent, with an agent created on the Fetch.AI network. And you can see there's a model there. It's a sequential model. This is, I think, mean squared error. This is Adam. This is a processing algorithm, but there are others like gradient descent, and this is a model. These are dense models that fit within a neural network, because there's a neural network, there's the input, there's the dense models, and then these matrix multiplications within there to obtain the right weights to then get the perfect output. So this model that you're seeing here, then it's then calculated, as you can see, and then there are other functions, and then eventually it returns the prediction. So, and Fetch.AI is building the collective learning model as well that can be used with hospitals, with financial technology. I haven't done a video about that, but in the previous video that I did, I talked about it in some of the things to expect around the Fetch.AI ecosystems in the future to come, in the coming few months actually. But they released an awesome video about their collective learning module, and it's awesome. So there's so many other products that are being built around the Fetch.AI ecosystem, especially products that also leverage artificial intelligence in a real way. So this is another example of AI within a synergetic contract. Now, the purpose of a synergetic contract in the Fetch.AI ecosystem is to be able to allocate or to train off-chain data, or if you have a complex calculation that you want to perform, a mathematical calculation, you can ascribe that. In here they give an example of like a competition. You can create a competition and you ascribe that task to miners on the Fetch.AI network. So they allocate some of their power or resources towards calculating these complex multiplications or whatever, and as a reward for doing that, they're given, I guess, tokens, or if you've programmed your agent to reward them in another currency, that can also be done, because these agents, they're blockchain agnostic, so they can be used different purposes, different languages, they can be used within different ecosystems, and they're interoperable as well. So guys, this is a very, I'm very bullish on the Fetch.AI ecosystem because of what they're trying to build. And one last thing, if you've looked at neural networks, you can see here these calculations can also be within a neural network. There's something called a learning rate. There's a regularization function, there's dropout rates. So you have input data, you want to select which data to drop out at what rate. You have a learning rate, so this is like an optimization fraction that's used when you're making these calculations to get the right parameters to lead you to the most accurate. So you can see Fetch.AI has already been doing these things, and the fact that they're developing a collective learning module, they've already been thinking about these things, and they're all being put together like a well-placed puzzle. And in the end, when it all comes out as a full product that can be leveraged in a decentralized manner, it will fit so perfectly well, and it will come as a shock. Well, not to us who have been in the ecosystem, but the rest of the world. I think they'll be very surprised at this product, and I truly think Fetch.AI will be one of the greatest companies that will emerge, not just in the blockchain space, not just in the artificial intelligence space, but in the 21st century, at least in our generation. I'm not going to name prices of the Fed token or where it's going to be, but I mean, success begets success. The Fetch platform becomes that successful in what they're doing, then I think as a result, the decentralized token, that's the underlying economic layer of the Fetch ledger, I don't doubt that it would gain a proportional amount of value relative to the demand in the ecosystem. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for staying this long, and I appreciate all the subscriberships. That's awesome. Even those that haven't subscribed, I still truly appreciate you for coming here and watching and supporting. Thank you so much, guys. Take care. Have a good one.